move to our first keynote session. And our first keynote speaker is Ms. Karin Heinze, who is a founder Be in Organic. Yes, Ms. Karin?
Yes.
Introduction about Ms. Karin. Just a minute, the tech team is fixing the slides.
So am I audible by now?
Yes, Ms. Karin,
Yes,
you are completely audible. Yes.
Great.
Yes. A small introduction about Ms. Karin Heinze. Ms. Karin will be speaking on the Sustainable Development Goal number 2, organic way for ecosystem restoration is the topic. Karin is a renowned international journalist in organic sustainability, more than 3 decades of experience, and we are truly honored to have you, Ms. Karin, to speak for us today. As also accomplished consultant offering her expertise to the international organic community. A very, very warm welcome to you, Ms. Karin, from all of us at Envirocare Green Awards. Over to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dinal. So hopefully my screen is now shared and you can see it.
We can see your screen.
Perfect. So then I will start. Yes, esteemed dear audience, dear EGA team, greetings from Germany, where we are just fighting against a massive flooding by now caused by climate change. But that is a topic for later. First, let me greet you, and I'm really grateful to have the honor and the opportunity to speak about the real and urgently necessary change, a kind of organic revolution, a global transformation to save our beautiful planet for us and for the following generations. Being part of the jury of Envirocare Green Award 2021, I have learned about so many ambitious initiatives that have applied for the EGA 2021. And this encourages me to believe that mankind have recognized that it is high time to give back to Mother Nature what we received all these centuries, and to be much more careful with our planet to save it for all next generations. Yes, organic agriculture offers important solutions, and my topic today is how the organic agriculture system can restore our ecosystems. As mentioned by Dinal, I'm referring to SDG 2, Zero Hunger. For me, that means also no poverty in any sense, no poverty of food, of nature, of clean air and water, of biodiversity, of health, because everything is interconnected. To give you my personal background and an idea what drives me, let me shortly give you an overview over my personal organic story. Next slide, please. I try to manage that also here. Yes. So from my childhood on, I had always a particularly close relationship with nature. Later, when I studied agricultural sciences, I learned about the scientific aspects. But more importantly for me, I discovered the essential correlations of agriculture and nature in the practical work on a biodynamic farm. This really shaped me and marked out my path for the future. An important milestone on this path also has been many years of work in organic seed production and the establishment of a company for organic seeds. This was then followed by my journalistic specialization in organic agriculture and international organic markets, as well as my work as a video and film maker in this field. So many times I was able to travel almost all continents to visit organic projects, especially in India. I was always fascinated by the country and its people and have met many active and committed representatives of the organic movement here. In this country, in India, with the largest number of organic farmers in the world. I don't know if you know this. In India, there are 650,000 organic farmers, even more. So last year, together with a good friend and colleague from India, I was allowed to organize and moderate a webinar series for BioFach India 2020. And now it was my privilege to study and evaluate many great applications for the EGA 2021. I really was impressed, as I said, with the results and the commitment shown by the participants in the sustainable sector. Great initiatives, successful projects in the organic and sustainable sector, and the passion of many people that I also have met during all these years in my work life are my motivation. This drives me in my vision to make the future greener, environment friendly, organic and fair for a better world. So in the following 25 minutes, I will take into account the importance of biodiversity, climate, soil, water, as well as the benefits of an organic transition for restoring our ecosystems. Let's see how the next step is. Okay, now it's not working. Just want the next slide, please. Here it is. Yeah, we have a lot of problems. Let's first have a look to the status quo. It is proven that we are exhausting the boundaries of our planet. We exhaust resources. We witness every single year the earlier date of the Earth Overshoot Day means in half a year we use up the resources of one whole year. This process is accelerating steadily, much faster than scientists have foreseen it. Look to Canada this in the last 2 or 4 weeks, and with the extreme heat wave, and to Germany now with the floodings. You also have experienced many climate change things in India. So climate crisis is only one result of climate change. And the other is the pandemic, for sure. And we have many more bad other effects. So it is high time to act. We cannot wait any longer because scientists show that we are reaching a tipping point, a point of no return. It is clear that agrochemicals, chemical fertilizers, antibiotics, pesticides are poisoning not only our food and soil, but also our groundwater, lakes, rivers, and oceans. Our soil cannot regenerate. It comes to degradation of soils and finally to desertification in many cases. Of course, also through rigorous deforestation and emitting too much carbon into the atmosphere through transport and industry. Yes, we must learn to be more mindful with our precious natural resources as Mother Nature benefits people and the planet with its gifts. Recently, I attended a UN FAO webinar where a speaker said, "The well-being of nature and humans is inseparable. If we harm nature, we harm ourselves." And I completely agree to this. So let's have a deeper look to climate change. What if scenarios? I often wonder if we really are aware of how serious climate change harms our ecosystems, including our well-being, or let's better say, the possibility to live on this planet. Different scenarios of rising temperatures of the World Climate Council show the very dangerous effects. Today, we are at the level of 1.2 or 1.3, and already 85% of the coral reefs are affected. You can see that in the row on the very left side of the graphics. 60% of biodiversity and wild animals are gone, and 14% of mankind suffer from climate change. The second scenario in the middle, which we are gonna reach shortly if we don't act rigorously, we will be up to 2 degrees, and you can see how massive sea life will be touched. Almost 95% will be dead or massively affected. 14% of biodiversity on land and wild animals will be gone. And 37% of the global population will suffer. When it comes worse and temperatures are rising further, life on Earth won't be possible any longer. Oceans are almost dead, 45% of wildlife is gone, and 1/3 of mankind is affected seriously. What if? So next slide. Yes, for sure, we are searching for solutions in many parts of the world. And we have now understood, or many people have understood, we have to do something. But what I want to express is that many solutions are not efficient enough. Politicians are signing climate resolution, fine, and that was really a breakthrough, the Paris Agreement. But the progress is much too slow. UN and other organizations are warning since years of the dramatic loss of biodiversity and its risks. But the loss is going on in a high pace, and the efforts to slow it down are obviously blown away. The scarcity of water, sinking groundwater levels on one hand and rising sea levels on the other hand, and the serious pollution of water in all kind of things are a huge threat, especially for underdeveloped countries. They are the first victims. But the pollution and even water scarcity is evident in industry nations too. Next fact that I took out is, since almost 2 years, we are facing the COVID pandemic. The source, as in many other cases, is the dramatic reduction of biodiversity and wildlife natural space. We must leave the habitats to the wild animals and not reduce it by growing and growing. So soil degradation and desertification are big and serious problems concerning the future of billions of people and a disaster for food security. The idea of agri-industry to put even more fertilizers or use GMOs is, from my opinion, not a sustainable and future-oriented way. So what really is needed, from my opinion, is that we have to save our soils by keeping them fertile and build humus to store carbon, by strengthening the biome in the soil and balancing the whole ecosystem. Farming must become more natural and organic and sustainably smarter in the sense of decarbonization. Yes, what is bringing us solutions, experience, and eco models, so to say? So sustainable models and organic transformation experience opens the door for solutions. Agroecology is a big issue and discussed in many international forums. Especially the last 2 years, I recognized that very much, that also the big organizations like UN and FAO and so on are really promoting that, scaling up agroecology. So, and around the globe, everywhere are good examples and help for that, support for that. So there are many initiatives that are already active in this field, and from farming to research, and in many ways that you can see on the left graph. On the right side, you can see an eco-transformation model of IFORM Organics International, the rooftop organization of the global organic movement. So enabling environment is a central point there that leads to structures and institutional development and finally transition. And yeah, that's the way. I won't get more into details because my time is limited, but let me tell you a bit more about the framework of sustainability. As Dr. Nilesh also mentioned, we are in the UN Decade of Sustainability. The United Nations claimed to reach 17 Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. The goal number 2 is zero hunger. In the details of the goal, you can find some very interesting description how to reach this aim, how to realize it. So among others, it is written, and I quote that, by 2030, ensure sustainable food production systems and implement resilient agriculture practices that increase productivity and production, that help maintain ecosystems, that strengthen capacity for adaptation to climate change, extreme weather, drought, flooding, and other disasters, and that progressively improve land and soil quality. That's exactly what the organic movement tries to do since centuries. Yeah, I would like to get into these organic solutions a bit deeper. And let me tell you, especially the organic agriculture movement, as I said just before, will provide a kind of richness, will avoid hunger and poverty. It is a richness when we put our efforts in saving our soils by keeping them fertile and build humus. Humus is a kind of very rich material, so and it provides so much richness to the earth, to us. So building humus by strengthening the biome in the soil and balancing the whole ecosystem. It's also a carbon sink. And again, to get it wrapped up, farming must become more natural and organic and sustainable, smarter. For example, it is a fact, and that I read really this morning on Twitter from released by a good colleague from the Netherlands. It is a fact that organic yields are up to 40% higher in times of drought. So you see this positive effect of humus. It can take much more water than completely unrich soil. So the system of organic agriculture not only supports the restoration of healthy, fertile soil, lively soil with humus, but it also provides to produce healthy food without using agrochemicals that are harmful for us and for the planet. It gives the soil back the capacity to regenerate. So the natural measures of green manuring, composting, crop rotation, legumes, and other effective ways to build humus and to keep the soil lively and self-regenerating. So it also is maintaining the biodiversity of flora and fauna and is not less important. This is not less important to keep the natural balance of our ecosystem and to save the natural resources in a sustainable way. I mean, sustainable means don't take more than nature can restore, and we really have to keep that in our minds. So this is all quite essential to stabilize our global climate and don't fire the heating of the earth and all its deadly consequences. Yeah, as also Dr. Amrutkar mentioned, this deadly consequences like melting poles, glaciers, permafrost soils, changing the global sea streams, and we have heavy forest fires and all these things. Yeah, so that's the bad, all this bad. I hopefully I did not overwhelm you with this. But now let's come to kind of, the organic success stories. And this begins by every single person. So more and more people are aware of the benefits of an organic lifestyle. More and more people are convinced that we can't go on as usual. So the demand for organic food is heavily rising because a rising number of consumers trust in the benefits of organic for farmers, for our earth, and for their own health. And even politicians understand that the agro-industrial system needs to be changed. Look at the brave step of the government of Sri Lanka to stop the import of all agrochemicals and to go organic 100%. The EU gave out the goal that 25% of the EU should become organic by 2030. So all these measures are... Okay, so can I go on? Yeah. So let me tell you that the organic...
Excuse me, I request all the attendees to please keep your devices on mute. We are really sorry, Karin. Please.
No, it's okay. If I'm audible, it's fine.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. So what I want to say, the organic movement in agriculture and trade is a proved global success story, leading the way to restore our ecosystems. Organic is a trend and going mainstream in many countries. the immense growth of international organic markets, we have an esteemed global revenue of around more than 120 billion US dollars, and organic land of around 80 million hectares worldwide. That's not the end. That's only a small percentage, but yeah, it's growing really in a high pace. And so the argument organic cannot feed the world, it is a fact and a proved fact by many scientists that organic can feed the world when we are avoiding food waste and we are changing our diets to a more plant-based one. That is, again, also good for the climate. Yes, we should see the bigger picture. We should try to recognize the interconnections. So SDGs and sustainability, as well as organic agriculture, focuses on these interconnections and a system approach beyond the traditional agricultural system. According to the SDGs, many aspects are recognized from biodiversity, animal and health, soil health, and up to input of reduction and recycling, to social values, fairness, participation, co-creation of knowledge, and much more. So you can see that on these graphics provided by GIZ, the German Development Agency. Yeah, and as I said before, true sustainability takes only what nature can restore. That's a very old knowledge. Yeah, now I come to my final conclusions. The necessity of change. Every single year, the essential need for a fundamental change becomes clearer. And the race towards very serious risks for the next generation is obviously. UN and FAO and many other international organizations are promoting the transition towards more agroecology and environmentally friendly strategies. As the Envirocare Green Award shows, there are many innovative ideas and passionate work around the globe. And this is very encouraging. So to close the circle from the beginning. A global common eco-transformation is the goal. And every single initiative and measure and effort that is leading in this direction to avoid negative environmental influence is important. Every single and even small steps are important. So that's what also Dr. Amrutkar means with his PSR. He told us that before. Yeah, so this is about encouraging, empowering, inspiring, innovating, and EGA 2021 and further will be the platform to do this. Let me come to the end. I will thank you very much for listening, and I hope you feel inspired and encouraged to support the transformation to a new, organic, sustainable, healthy, social, and fair lifestyle. Thank you so much to the initiative and the commitment of Envirocare and Dr. Nilesh Amrutkar and all the team that really did a very amazing work. And to all these people who applied and their passion to fight for an environmentally friendly, sustainable world. And yeah, I hope so much. So it is already a fact that EGA is pretty much going to be an international platform of a developing movement for innovation and engagement in the sustainable sector. So please, let's keep in touch and network to bring things further. Thank you very much to all of you.